Is Peter Parker, the Amazing Spider-Man, dealing with something more than just the challenges of being a superhero? Despite his quips and humor, Peter's greatest struggle is with his extreme guilt and shame. This video is a look into the complexities of Peter Parker's mind to see how his self-blame, fueled by his intense guilt, motivates his actions as a man and as a Spider-Man. Welcome to my channel, where I explore various kinds of philosophical, psychological, and cultural topics we can all relate to. Before I begin to ramble, would you kindly take a moment to like and subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss my next video. Now, let's get started. Spider-Man is a brave, honorable, and admirable hero from the Marvel Universe, but as Peter Parker, his life is rampant with emotional upheaval, characterized by feelings of guilt due to the death of his uncle, which was a result of his inaction. Guilt is a self-conscious emotion regarding acts the person committed or thinks he committed, or conversely, it could regard something the person didn't do but feels he should have. Peter Parker's life is an endless battle between his civilian persona and his masked existence as Spider-Man, emblematic of his desire to vindicate himself for his perceived sin. He can never do enough to assuage the horrible guilt that haunts him every day of his life. This causes significant distress, as he often grapples with who he truly is versus who he thinks he needs to be. This behavior underscores the profound impact of Peter's superhero persona on his mental well-being, highlighting the delicate tightrope Peter must walk between his sense of duty and his own psychological health. Navigating the dangerous world of crime fighting, Peter encounters a relentless barrage of physical and mental trauma. His resilience in the face of such adversity is remarkable. However, the psychological toll these experiences takes is extreme. The continuous cycle of loss, conflict, and physical danger that defines Spider-Man's existence is the fertile ground for mental health challenges. Peter's response to these traumas provides a unique lens through which to view his psychological makeup. His ability to press on and fight for justice, despite the personal cost, speaks to an inner strength that is both admirable and heartbreaking. Guilt is a very common emotion for people who have lost someone. It's often called survivor's guilt. Spider-Man, more than most superheroes, has a repeating pattern of feeling intense guilt. This problem began when he blamed himself for the death of his Uncle Ben. A moment of bad judgment caused him to not act when he should have, leading to a series of events that ended with his uncle being shot to death. The death of Uncle Ben was a pivotal moment in Peter's life, igniting a deep-seated sense of guilt that will become a recurring theme for him. This incident, emblematic of the significant losses he endured throughout his life, sets the stage for the emotional volatility that will define him. These guilty feelings are a recurring theme that significantly influence his actions and decisions. The burden of his dual identity further complicates Peter's emotional state. The constant juggling act between his obligations as Spider-Man and his personal desires as Peter Parker places him under tremendous stress, often leading to feelings of isolation and a pervasive sense of being misunderstood. This isolation is compounded by the secrecy and lies necessary to protect his superhero identity, straining his personal relationships and leaving him feeling disconnected and alone. His frequent bouts of guilt and frustration can also become anger. Although usually directed towards his villains, it sometimes spills over into his personal interactions. These aspects of Peter's character resonate with the emotional symptoms associated with unresolved guilt, painting a picture of a hero whose greatest battles are often with his own emotions. Peter's interpersonal dynamics are a constant battleground, fraught with highs and lows. His interactions, especially with love interests such as Mary Jane Watson and Gwen Stacy, showcase a pattern of idealization followed by intense conflict. These relationships are passionate and deeply felt, yet often marred by Peter's struggles with his secret identity as Spider-Man. The dual stresses of wanting to connect with his loved ones while also being afraid that he will fail to protect them, as ultimately happens with Gwen when the Green Goblin kills her, exacerbates his relationship insecurities and drives a wedge between him and those he cares the most about. Peter may have what is known as excessive or inappropriate guilt. This type of guilt manifests in the form of considering even the most minor of failures as a horrible indictment of himself. It can also take the form of him blaming himself for things that are utterly beyond his control, such as his aunt's health problems. Peter's impulsive actions, such as suddenly deciding to abandon his Spider-Man alias or rushing into danger without a plan, mirror his self-loathing, due to his belief that he has failed the people he loves. These decisions are typically driven by a desire to protect others or as a response to overwhelming emotions. This impulsivity not only affects his own safety, but also has far-reaching consequences for his relationships and his ability to maintain stability in his life. Delving deep into Peter's actions and emotions, the extraordinary framework of his life as Spider-Man underscores the critical importance of context when considering mental health issues. It's clear that while Peter displays certain behaviors and patterns of excessive guilt, the unique pressures and moral quandaries he faces as a superhero set his situation apart from a typical clinical diagnosis. Peter's journey, fraught with conflict and triumph, serves as a mirror to our own struggles, not only reminding us of the power of human resilience, but also sparking meaningful dialogue about mental health and the multifaceted nature of the human mind. And that's the end of my video. Please let me know if you enjoyed this tangled web of words by giving a like and subscribe if you want more content like this. See you in my next video. Thanks for watching.